Hello, my name is Samantha Lichtenwald, and I am applying for a position in your school district as a school counselor. The first question that you asked me was related to building relationships in my role as a counselor. The first way I do that is by having an open door policy. Students, staff, and administration know that I'm always willing and able to speak with them, whether it's a student concern or something related to district policy or new initiatives. I want people to feel welcome. I try to create an environment that students and staff can feel able to come in and talk to me about what might be going on. Consultation is huge. I absolutely believe that we are a team. Staff, students, parents, guardians. So I think communication is also really important in building a relationship. Communicating with students and parents. I try to be responsive. I don't go more than a day without answering a phone call or an email, even if it's to say, I don't know the answer to your question, but I am looking into it. I find that's incredibly helpful in my role as a high school counselor, especially during scholarship and college application time. We have a lot of community members that contact us, and I try to respond to them immediately and answer any questions they might have and thank them for their support of our students. Additionally, I think it's important to be visible. So in my current position, during passing time, I stand in the hallway, say hello to students. I find that's a time that I can kind of quickly assess what might be going on with the student, how they look that day, what their affect and attitude is. So I think being visible. I also have volunteered for track meets, and I just recently helped with our high school musical with hair and makeup. So again, I think the more students and staff see you engaging outside of the regular workday, the more it starts to feel like a community and a family. And it's especially helpful when my first interaction with a student isn't when they're in my office due to a crisis or an academic or social emotional concern. We have kind of a commonality of, hey, I just saw you do really well in the musical, or I was at the track meet and you were fantastic. So it seems to ease, especially those hard conversations. So that's absolutely one of the ways that I feel I help create a relationship and foster that relationship. The next question you had asked me was about my teaching experience. So I've been lucky in that I substitute taught at the elementary level during my master's program and right after college. And then in my master's program, I was chosen to student teach, or as a graduate student, teach freshmen through seniors at Northern Illinois University as a career planning instructor. I found that was very valuable because college students are definitely very different than elementary students. And now as a K-12 counselor, I develop lessons both at the elementary, middle, and high school. Obviously, each of those lessons is geared a little bit different. For my younger students, it's much more active. I know their attention span is quite shorter. So trying to come up with activities that are going to keep them engaged, whether it's a video or getting up and practicing a skill. I think that's really important. So if you were to come in and see one of my lessons, it would absolutely depend on the age group. But overall, I like to start with getting some background information. What do my students already know about the topic? Whether it's talking about empathy or the college search process, or especially financial aid. What do they know, and what can they tell me about it? So can they explain what they know? Then I like to have some type of visual aid, whether it's a video demonstrating that skill or that topic, or even going through like the FAFSA website so students can see the screens that they're actually going to use when they're filing their FAFSA. And then some type of activity where they're practicing those skills or actually registering for classes or creating their FAFSA account so that I can hopefully answer any questions that they might have. My goal is to have the activities be engaging, informational, and sometimes even have students request a follow-up lesson. So I don't always get to cover fun topics. Sometimes I'm covering very serious things such as suicide prevention. But I have noticed students seem to be very engaged and interested when I'm speaking. I think because I try to connect the information I'm talking about with what I know about students, which goes back to that first question of really getting to know students and what their interests are, some of their history, and then connecting whatever it is that we're talking about with what I know about them to be true. The next question that you asked was about if there was anything that was not in my WeCan application or resume that I would like to share. I think I've pretty much clarified everything that I've done through my resume and my cover letter. However, I have noticed that as much as I appreciate the role of being a K-12 counselor and getting to see all of the different developmental ages and seeing students mature to the next level, I found that I really feel the most effective at the middle and high school level, which is part of why I'm seeking other employment, especially closer to home, to have a better work-life balance. But I really believe that the middle and high school is where I can be the most effective. I feel I'm able to connect with the younger students as well, but I would really like to specialize in that age group, which is why this position was so appealing to me. And I really hope to learn more about your district and this opportunity. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing more.